Now, if you keep getting headaches and you don't know why you're getting those headaches, there's a high chance it's being triggered by something you do every single day. Something so normal, you've never even considered it. Because here's the truth. Most headaches are not random. They are triggered. But the problem is the triggers are not always that obvious. They can just be under your radar. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. Let's start with something almost everyone does, but they don't know it could be the trigger for their headache, and those are screens. Now, by screens, I'm making reference to phones, I'm making reference to laptops, I'm making reference to television sets. Now, you spend hours staring at these screens. Now, here's what really happens when you spend those hours staring at these screens. Your eyes, they strain. Number one, your blink rate also reduces and your neck shifts forward just slightly, not much. And at that slight shift over time, it creates tension in the muscles around your head and your neck. And that tension, it builds slowly over time until your body translates it into pain. And that pain is what we call headache. Now, here's the interesting part. It doesn't just happen immediately. That shift doesn't happen just immediately. So you may not connect it immediately. So you don't say the headache is from my screen because you can't connect it immediately. You just treat it and you move on. And the cycle continues. So number one, it's screens. Screens trigger your headache. Now, let's talk about another hidden trigger of headache, and that is dehydration. Now, most people think that dehydration means being extremely thirsty, but even mild dehydration can affect how your brain functions. It's not necessarily when you're extremely thirsty when you can feel it, but even mild dehydration can affect how your brain works. Now, your body tries to compensate the fluid balance shift, and one of the ways your body signals this imbalance is through a headache. But again, it's subtle. You may not pick it quickly, so you don't connect it. You just treat it and you move. That is the second trigger, which is dehydration. Now, here's one that surprises a lot of people, and that is caffeine, the third trigger of headache. Now, caffeine can help headaches, but it can also cause them. Quite interesting. So, if you take caffeine regularly, your body adapts. So, when you delay or skip it, your body reacts. The blood vessels, they change, the signals shift, and you get a headache, not because something is wrong, but because your system is adjusting. That is caffeine. I would like us to look at the fourth trigger, and let's go even deeper in this fourth one, which is skipping meals. So when you don't eat for long periods, your blood sugar level drops, and your brain, which depends heavily on a steady energy supply, it detects this change. And one of the signals it sends is a headache. Again, it's very subtle, it's delayed, and is very easy to miss. That is delayed meals. The fifth trigger, it's something that I would like to talk about that perhaps it may hit home. Now, that is about posture, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you hold your phone. That small shifts repeated daily, they create tension patterns in your muscles. And over time, what happens is that those patterns become pain. But because it builds gradually, you don't notice the cause immediately. You only notice the effect of that particular pattern that you've built over time. That is the fifth cause. Now, here's the key insight that I want you to pick. Most headaches are not caused by one big thing. They are caused by small things that are repeated consistently over time. We've talked about screen time. We've talked about dehydration, caffeine patterns, missed meals, and poor posture, the five triggers of headache. Individually, they seem harmless, but when you put them together, they create the perfect environment for recurring headaches. And that's why the headache keeps coming back. Not because your body is failing, but because your routine is repeating. Now, imagine this. You wake up, you check your phone, you skip breakfast, you have coffee, and you sit for hours. You drink little water. I want you to imagine it. By the time the headache comes, it feels random, of course, but it is not random. It's the result of a pattern that you began building way early in the day. And here's the good news, that patterns can be changed. Now, you just put small adjustments which can make a very big difference. You drink water regularly, you take break from screens, you adjust your posture, you eat consistently, you are aware of your caffeine intake, and not extreme changes. You just awareness, because awareness is what breaks the cycle. You don't need very major or extreme changes in how you do things, just awareness and adjusting to the triggers. That is what makes the difference. So the next time you feel that headache coming, I want you to pause, and instead of asking, what should I take? Begin asking, what did I do today? Because the answer might already be there with you. If this helped you, if this video helped you to see things differently, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel, where we break down medicine in a way that actually makes sense and also helps you to take control of your health. See you in the next video. Bye bye.